According to Kiplinger, only 44% of people have ever calculated what they'll need to live on in retirement. First, of course, you're going to crunch the numbers, then consider rethinking the way you spend before you retire to ensure you don't outlive your nest egg. First Coast Financial Group co-owner and CIO Kyle Boston is here to share 3 common pitfalls. Thank you so much for joining us, by the way.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Of course, but before we get into those pitfalls, first tell us about First Coast Financial Group.
Definitely. So since 2004, we've been helping clients on the First Coast with their financial planning, their retirement planning, investment planning, and then estate planning here more recently. So we've been doing a lot of work here for a long time.
Very important stuff, and many pre-retirees carry credit card balances, auto loans, mortgages, financial debt, of course, into retirement, and sometimes that could be as high as $55,000. So according to Investopedia, how critical is it to enter retirement debt-free, and what are some practical steps we should prioritize?
Yeah, here's the thing is that not all types of debt are the same when it comes to retirement. If you can enter retirement without having high credit card balances, of course, that's a huge bonus.
Right.
It doesn't really serve a lot of people.
Oh.
But the big misconception is with the mortgages. A lot of people have this personal goal where they say, you know, I want to have my mortgage paid off before I retire.
Right.
And that's not always the best way to go, right? It's so situational. It's about having the right plan. There's 4 parts to every mortgage payment. There's your principal, interest, real estate taxes, and then your homeowner's insurance. And here on the First Coast, if you live by the water, that homeowner's insurance payment is pretty high.
It's pretty high, definitely.
Yeah. So you're always going to carry some form of house payment.
Okay. And that's okay.
And that's okay.
Okay.
And so you want to make sure that you're building a holistic plan that can address, okay, I'm going to pay my bills, but I'm going to use my retirement savings to do that.
Ah, I like the sound of that too. And a record number of parents, 50%, according to a report from savings.com, are financially supporting their adult children, right? With the average support around $1,500 a month. That includes expenses, of course, like groceries and cell phone bills, rent, health insurance, what have you, and even vacations. So how do we prioritize our retirement while still wanting to help our family?
Oh, this is a big one. We call it the concept, the bank of mom and dad.
Yeah.
We call this. So a lot of times, you know, we always ask our clients and prospective clients, is the bank of mom and dad still open? And a lot of times it is. You know, they want to tell and take care of their kids, and that's no problem. But you want to do it mindfully, right? You have to protect your retirement savings and make sure that you're protected and your savings are supporting you first and foremost.
Right.
And retirement's one of those big milestones where you actually have an opportunity to reset a lot of relationships in your life. And so it's a great opportunity for you to reset that relationship with your, especially adult children. And then we're good at that too. So, you know, if you want to introduce your kids to us, we want to meet them, of course, and be an asset to them.
Right.
And, you know, help support some of those healthy financial habits.
Yeah, because then you can help them along the way as well.
That's right, yeah.
And help them plan for their future.
Absolutely, for sure.
The earlier we start, the better, right?
That is absolutely true.
Okay. Well, living large, we all want to do that, right? We're, you know, living beyond our means, but we can't all go there and do that, right? So how can we determine if we're spending more than we should? Because this could be a delicate balance. I mean, we want to have a great life, but we also have to kind of balance that out with realistic approaches, right?
Definitely. And, you know, this comes down to, first of all, understanding what your means are. You know, if you've never taken the time to build a plan that's dynamic, you know, that flatline approach that some people talk about, like, okay, well, I need my retirement savings to give me $1,500 a month for the rest of the time.
Okay.
That's not necessarily realistic. And, you know, the reason is, and a good example here, my wife's a teacher, Caroline, and I've gotten to know a lot of her colleagues, and we got a lot of clients that are teachers too. And 2 personality traits that these teachers have a lot of times is they're very diligent savers and they're really frugal spenders. And that comes down to this big pot of anxiety when they get ready to retire.
Right.
Because they're like, okay, well, I'm not working anymore. I just have my savings and I don't want to spend. You know, that's where having a plan really comes into play. And what I mean by dynamic, it's not just a flatline approach. Most times, it's a big milestone. You want to celebrate the fact that you're retiring, right? You want to take that trip.
Exciting time.
Yeah, it is. And you want to take that trip that you've always dreamed of, or maybe do that work around the house that you want to just get out of the way. But to do it, if you could build it in a plan, and know that it's coming. And we can stress test that for you as pros, right?
Take the stress away from
Yeah,
us.
let's get the anxiety and the guilt of the spending out
Right,
of the way.
that's a good point too, the guilt.
And really understands those means of living.
Well, if somebody is ready to take that next step and start working with you maybe, or get more information, how do they go about doing that?
The best ways to our website. That's
Okay.
firstcoastfinancialgroup.com. And we'd be happy to have a free consultation with anybody.
Oh,
that's
wonderful. Free
interested in that.
consultation. That's
Yeah.
great. Well, thank you so much for joining us
Awesome.
today. It was great to meet you, and such
Thank
an
you.
important topic. Again, never too early to start planning ahead for
Right,
your
yeah.
retirement. And if you'd like to see this interview again, everyone, just head to First Coast News Plus.